One of the things you want to make sure when you're communicating with other people, when you're speaking to groups, individuals, whenever you want to get a point across, you always want to state things in the positive. Let them know what you want to happen, what it is that you want them to do. I've spoken in the field of safety I've been a safety speaker for over 30 years. And one of the things I find is a lot of people will tell you what not to do, when it turns out from a communication standpoint, the best thing is to tell them what you want. Particularly in the field of safety, we have the challenge that many times we have to tell people what not to do. We need to tell people, keep your hands away from the blade. Don't touch this, don't go here. All sorts of warnings that we make. The challenge is that when you state things in the negative or what you don't want people to do, it doesn't click with the unconscious mind the same way. And so because of that, whenever you're giving a safety instruction, if you have to tell people what not to do, see if there's some way that you can include into that instruction what you do want them to do. Stay behind the lines is what you want them to do. Keep your hand away from the blade. You don't want your hand near the blade. Stay behind the protective device. But think in terms of stating the warning in a way that's a positive action that they can actually do, and you'll be more effective in your safety message. My son's scout troop was in the USS Hornet one weekend, and we stay over and have a great time. It's a wonderful experience. And one of the things I noticed is the staff there, they don't want the kids running. Because if you run on the deck of the USS Hornet, they have big, giant sand on the ground. It's not sand. The pieces of sand are easily 1/8 of an inch in diameter to give traction. When they're out at sea, nothing slips and everything else. It's great for the aircraft, but it's not good on kids' knees if they fall. So they're always telling the kids, don't run. And I heard them saying, don't run, don't run. And you see a kid running and people would yell at him, don't run. What was interesting is the kids would keep running. Why is that? The predominant thought is run. People's unconscious minds do not hear the don't. They hear the run. And so all day long I heard people yelling around the deck, don't run, don't run, don't run. But what their unconscious minds and the kids were actually hearing is run, run, run. They kept hearing the word run over and over again. So I sat with one of the staff and I said, hey, can I give you a communications tip? And they said, sure. And I said, what you want to do is when you see somebody running across the aircraft carrier, you want to yell out to them, walk. You may want to say stop and walk. But when you tell them walk, you're telling them what you want them to do. When you tell somebody don't run, what does that mean? I mean, right now I'm not running, but I don't think that's what they mean. So you want to make sure you tell people the desired action whenever it's possible, and you'll be much more effective communicating and speaking to other people. Don't miss out. Be sure to hit the red button on the lower right and subscribe. That way, every time we release a video, you'll be aware of it.